Hello, today I am going to present on collaboration to support international student career development in higher education. My name is Jane Sitter and I use she, her, hers pronouns. My title is International Career Consultant at the University of Minnesota, Twin Cities in the USA. I am located in Minneapolis, Minnesota, which is the traditional homelands of the Dakota people. And on our campus, we have just over 6,000 international students at all academic levels, coming from countries such as China, India, South Korea, Malaysia, Vietnam, Taiwan, and Canada, to name a few. And to ground our conversation today, I like to think a bit about preparing for the future and how we on our campuses are working to prepare all students for the future, including international students. And this quote really stuck out to me, which was based from an article on the UNESCO World Higher Education Conference, where focus groups were done, where students and other stakeholders were asked about what the university of the future would be. Students readily identify that career and employability is important to them, and that participating in a university experience for them means an opportunity to elevate their economic and social status and to learn skills to be able to do well in the labor market. So they're expecting from the university that they will receive this preparation. And I think that's important to keep in mind. Along with this, our conference theme was cultivating graduate attributes to empower and sustain educational development. So I considered the cultivation of graduate attributes and preparing students for careers to be very similar and fitting well with each other. When we think about our university communities, there are roughly 6 million international students throughout the world. So many of our universities have these communities on our campus. So to this, I wonder, how can we continue to reevaluate holistic support for our students, our international students? And when we think of providing support, how is career development a part of that? And how are we providing excellent career development services? And we would be remiss to not talk about the context of international students in higher education and how this has evolved a bit over time. Many institutions around the world have experienced decreasing state support or governmental support. I know this has been very crucial in the US, but other institutions around the world have been impacted by this as well, where it has resulted in the commodification of international education, where some folks are focusing on international students in terms of how much money that they bring to the institution, along with people taking neoliberal approaches to international education, the rise of international education businesses, or focusing solely on the presence and recruitment of international students. So we also must consider how international student career development pathways are diverse from students who might be local to the host institution. International students may be interested in developing some career experience in their host country where their institution is. They might be interested in a short-term experience or a long-term experience. They might also be interested in opportunities in their home country. They may readily know this and plan to return back home immediately, or they might want a combination of some experience in their host country where their institution is, and eventually returning back to their home country for their longer-term career development. Finally, international students might also be interested in working in a third country that is not their home country and not their host country where they are studying. So as staff who are supporting them, we must stretch ourselves to be ready to support students' career development in these diverse pathways. So I want to now talk about how do we provide this kind of support to ensure that we're helping students to be able to reach their career development goals that they have in conjunction with their studies. I think we are often most successful when we can work in collaboration. Many of these different subunits that I have posted on this slide are present at our different types of institutions around the world. And how do we kind of connect with each other, identify our shared goals, and work together? So now we're going to talk about some different examples. These come from my own experience working in my role at my institution. I think it is really advantageous to be able to partner with student organizations. As we could see by the quote that I displayed earlier on in the presentation, students are readily identifying and they are interested in working on their career development. So by developing relationships with student organizations, it is possible to co-host workshops, offer trainings, and invite professional and alumni speakers to be present in front of students. Sometimes you could even find an alumni who was a member of a student organization to talk with the current students, and students really enjoy these opportunities. Through this, it is also possible to empower students to shape the content development. Ask them what they need, center their needs in the planning of these events, and they will be even more engaged. And also they can join in on the organization and hosting of the event. As this relationship builds, you can also partner on promoting each other's event. If the student organization is looking for members or has an event, these are opportunities that are good for students' career development broadly. So I often help to share these out on our social media and websites. And then the student organization will also be willing to share the career development resources and events that are open to all students with their communities. Alumni relations are also a crucial piece for international students' career development. By working together with the Alumni Relations office or staff, I would like to share the idea of joining together on our presentation to teach about networking. Alumni officers are often skilled networkers in helping to build alumni communities who are engaged with the university through LinkedIn or in person or using other mediums. So reach out and ask them if you can partner on teaching students how to do networking skills and encourage them to reach out to alumni. This also helps to educate and students to for their future role as alumni of the university and how can they stay connected to the university. You can also connect with alumni staff on how do we maintain alumni networks of international students to keep them involved in activities where they can give back. So how do we maintain this community, find people who are eager to volunteer and mentor and share their career development experience with the current students. Also, considering English language support, maybe you have a faculty or support office that helps students to maintain their communication skills in English or another key language in your communities where your institutions are. You can partner with this office to help students refine professional communication skills. Here we have collaborated on content that supports students' professional email writing, which can be helpful around the job application process and interview process, and also professional speaking skills. In the US, we've done workshops at our institution about small talk, which I know is not necessarily present in all cultures, but what are those different key speaking skills, such as introducing yourself, networking, communication. These are things that it can be beneficial to partner with an English language support or other language office to help with communication skills. Finally, working with the international office. It is important to partner with the international office to uplift their expertise on the immigration and regulatory and cultural adjustment side of things. So university community, not only students, but also staff need to understand what are the key components, regulations, processes for how international students can continue their career development in the host country. And that is where our international offices provide excellent expertise that we need to know. Also collaborate and partner with the international office on training. So gathering groups of staff together who work with international students to make sure that everyone is well informed on how we can best support international students' career development from the regulation and immigration side and beyond. And also promotion of resources, events, and opportunities. Perhaps the international office has some communication channels such as newsletters or social media where you can help to spread career development messages to students in that way, and ensure that students know what is available to them. Conclusion, it is important for higher ed, student services, student affairs folks to be able to learn what are the systemic barriers to international student career development and what are the regulations. It's important to stay informed, to seek information, to ensure that our whole community at the higher education institution, that we know how to best support students' career development goals. And for our international students, knowing the barriers and the regulations is a key piece for us as staff. And from there, to advocate, to learn students' diverse career development goals and to find ways to advocate for them with our staff teams and also with employers if we're ever in conversation with employers. And finally, to collaborate as much as we can to maximize our resources and be able to collectively reach our goals. Collaboration is a great way to help us be able to meet students' needs. Thank you so much for listening. I definitely would love to keep in touch. If you would like to view some of the resources and events that we've created, I have put our Instagram and website link up here, and also my own email and LinkedIn if you would like to continue the conversation. Again.